Hello guys, happy Tuesday. I hope you're all doing well. Today's topic is either breaking up with a boyfriend or divorce from a spouse or even a friendship that is ending, because all of these have one thing in common, and that is that it requires us to process a person who was of importance to us. And of course, there's different levels of importance. A marriage with children is going to be a bit harder than a friendship ending because there's just more at stake and there is more emotions and there's a lot more involved. But regardless, all these three different scenarios have one thing in common, and that is the ability for us to process and let go and move forward in life. This is one of the topics that you guys have been asking me about, so I am really glad to go over it. It's something that every single person in life will have to go through at one point or another. And by the way, this is not for those of you that are grieving the loss of someone, although this really does require some grieving, because if someone is in your life and you have to let them go and say goodbye to them, there is a level of grieving, but it's a completely different process. So I don't want this to be taken for those that are actually grieving the passing of a loved one. So first on my list is to learn from this relationship for what it was. What are some of the things we can learn from a relationship that is no longer there? It's going over your mistakes and being able to take ownership and responsibility. And what did you do wrong? What were some of the things that you did that you wish to be able to change and go back? The reason it's so important to learn from this experience is because as humans, if we find that we can use something in our advantage in the near future, we are able to let go much easier, because then we won't think it was a complete waste of time. That's why this is so important. So look at any relationship that has been a cause of happiness in your life and is no longer there as an experience and as something that you can learn from, so that you can take what you learn and apply it to your next relationship. So rather than putting the blame on the other person, think about what are some of the things that you could have done differently, what are some of the lessons that you have learned in this, and how can you move these in your future relationships. Next up is to learn what characteristics in the person in front of you want to keep, and what characteristics you hope not to have in your life in your future relationships, friendships, marriages. So whatever role this person played, we are going to use that as an example. So let's say that this is a friend we're talking about. So what are some of the characteristics in this friend that you really enjoyed and that you loved? Maybe it's that she was fun. Maybe it's that she was really truthful and honest. These are the characteristics that you do well with and that are important to you. So take note of those and make sure the new person you're going to befriend, or the people that you already have in your life but that you are going to get closer with, have these qualities. But then what are some of the qualities that you really don't want to have in your life? Let's say this person was a liar and that you really don't do well with liars. Well, make sure that the person you're going to get closer with in the near future, or the new person that's coming into your life, such as a future spouse or a future boyfriend, is not a liar. Next on my list, which is the most important thing, and it is something that I really value for myself when I'm trying to move past for me, obviously, it's not my husband, thank God, but let's say I'm trying to move past a friendship that served a purpose but no longer serves a purpose, is rather than really sitting with blaming the other person, is really obviously learning what I did wrong and learning what I need to do to move forward, but also to continue improving myself. So what does that entail? Just like all the other Therapy Tuesdays I've done, that when I talk about self-improvement and self-development, it entails improving yourself mentally, emotionally, and making yourself stronger, and really getting to know yourself and making sure that you're constantly working on yourself to improve and to be a happier, better person. And when you are more fulfilled as an individual, it is easier for us to let go of past relationships that no longer fill a purpose. Okay, so next on my list is to take it nice and slow. One of the things that as humans we do is when we feel a void, so whether this is a friendship that you have lost or whether it is a boyfriend or a spouse that you have lost, there's an empty space. We try to fill this empty space with other humans. That's the first thing we do. So we either become extremely social if it's a friendship and we try to gain a lot of new friends, or we will go and find a new boyfriend or a new girlfriend. So somehow we rush to making sure that this empty space is filled. And that's exactly what not to do, because guess what? New people, new problems. And when you're hurt and you are really wanting to fill an empty space, you kind of close your eyes on a lot of things, and it's really possible that you get yourself from a bad place to even a worse place. So you want to make sure that you're taking it slow, you are processing what has happened, you are grieving the loss of this person that was in your life at one point. You are explaining to yourself that just because you lost this person doesn't mean you've lost everything. So I really always recommend keeping a journal and going over what things you have currently that are really good things in your life, the blessings in your life, so that you don't feel at a complete loss and therefore you don't rush to things that are not necessarily going to be the best for you in the future. And last but not least is to picture yourself without this person. So we always have an image in our mind and an imagination in our mind of what it is when we are with the person that we like and what it is when we are without this person that we like and we still miss. Try to visualize yourself without this person, literally, in a happy and stable condition and with other things in your life that bring you joy. So let's say you always imagine yourself at a party with your ex-boyfriend. Try to imagine yourself socializing and things that you could do that could still be fun for you at this party without this person by your side. And really try to take that in and come from a place of having goals in life and having goals to have a healthy, happy friendship, happy, healthy relationship, and look to others to see what it is that they have that is successful and try to learn from that. Hope this helps. Happy Tuesday. I will see you next week.